Anyone able to see it clearly? Because as I said, it could be a problem with the network connection as well. So if some of them are able to see it, then that indicates not clear. Okay. Still the same issue? Yes, somewhat clear. Let us do one thing. I'll try to. No, I thought if I share the video that I captured for the last for B section, but that too is somewhat of very low quality. So it'll add to the effect and make it more blur, right? So that's not a feasible option, we can say. Okay, then restart, reshared. This might clear the issue. If no, somewhat clear, right? Somewhat clear from the better from the previous one. Okay, then. So we had ended here, right? Bearings, both this ball bearings and tapered, I'm sorry, roller bearings. So the next one is external screw threads. So for that, what we'll do is, let us make it, let us draw one more and end it here, and we'll take another table. That will be better. So regarding this, so it's an external screw thread, as you can see, threads on the external side. So we'll draw half of it, okay, and then we'll mirror that, the other half. So first we'll draw this middle part. Okay, REC, rectangle. Only half of it, right? And then what we'll do is we'll draw these because threads have, as we know, how is that? So as we know, the terminology in threads is that you have a major and a minor diameter, right? The outermost diameter that you have of the thread is called major diameter, and the innermost is the minor diameter. So um, we'll draw those lines, we'll draw where those ends, okay? As when we see it from the front view, we will see some upper limit and lower limits, right? Because when we are looking at from the side view, we can say major diameter and minor diameter, but when it comes to front view, you have those lines. So I will try to draw those lines, okay, and then we will draw those threads, okay? So line, okay, this will be your outermost, I'm sorry, the major diameter, okay, like this, because ortho is on, right here. That is why we are able to get perpendicular lines. I'm taking that as a reference, okay, those ends as a reference, because we have snap points on. So this is your major diameter, okay, and then the minor diameter, okay. Let's take it maybe like this, okay. Now I'll draw the threads, line, okay, and keep the ortho off because we're drawing it inclined, right? I'll take the angle. You see, when you press tab, it gives both the length and the angle, right? So when you press tab, it moves from one to the other. Tab on your keyboard, as we generally do for normal web browsing, right? So I'll keep it 45 and escape. That should be good. And another line from here, intersection point, also 45, okay, and then trim those lines, okay, trim the extra part, enter. This is what we want to trim, this one as well. That one will not be deleted, so we'll delete it individually like that. Now I'll copy these threads, okay, CO copy, right? So when the objects are selected, press enter. Base point, let's say this one, so we'll place it at every endpoint, okay. Now let us copy those three, that will save time, right? Almost at the end, so need not to. Okay, now, okay, we did not had it at the line, okay. Control Z, Okay, let us take a new line. Intersection point. You see, this point is what we want to take. And then 45, right? That should be, yes, that's exactly on the line. Trim, select the objects, those are around those trim. When selected, press enter. Okay, and trim off the excess lines. Extra part, delete, and then copy. You see, I'm selecting this from the top left to the bottom right, so that it selects only these two and not these, because those are not fully covered in the selection window that we are selecting, right? Object selected, press enter. Base point from this to the next, and then like this. Okay, let's continue. Okay, and we have taken one more, or we can move this here. Okay, let us move it like this from the stretch point, but again you will not have it matching there. Or let us keep it there and copy one more. Okay, not this selection window, this selection window, right? And then trim. Okay, okay, now once go through the toolbar. How to use that? Which toolbar? Because all these are tools, right? So yes, because we will not mirror this. Okay, that will not be correct. We have to copy this down here. Okay, and for that I'll have to have a base point to keep it, right? Because there is no base point here. Like this, you have it here, or this point. So we'll draw a line. Okay, from this point all the way down here. Mirror about midline. Okay, we'll see. You want me to show the mirror one, right? I'll show that, because that will come. Mirror, copy, move, all these are repeating commands. So we'll see that. So I drew this line, okay, from this point to the next, so that I have a point to place this whole thread part down. Okay. So I'll copy. What is it that I want to copy? This one and also this one, right? Object selected, press enter. Base point, let us say this one. So I'll take that and place it there, right? This is why I had drawn this line. I'll delete that. And yes, also we don't require these anymore, right? We'll delete that and these lines as well. Okay, this one. You see why I created it with the lines and not rectangle? If I had taken a rectangle, I'd have to again explode that, and that will be somewhat. So this is why I chose polylines from here to there and then here. Okay, like that. Now we'll trim the excess part here. Okay, like this and there. Okay, now as for the threads, once again explain ortho. See, ortho is very simple. You see here, if you keep this on and you're trying to draw lines, okay, this is on now because it's complete, it's covered with blue, right? So when you're trying to draw lines, if I start from one point, it will only give me lines at 90 degrees. Okay, 90, 180, 270, 360. I can't draw angled lines if I have this on. If I press this or press F8, which is a shortcut for ortho on and off, F8, I can draw it at any angle. Okay, if I press F8, then it will only come at 90 degrees. Ortho, that's what it means, right? I'll only have it perpendicular. So that's about ortho. Okay. So yes. Now as for threads, you see for right-handed thread, the way to draw it is you have to connect this point, okay, one point from the top and ortho off, and then not exactly down, okay, the one after that. So if you go from top left to bottom right, that is for right-handed threads, okay, and vice versa for left-handed threads, like this. Okay, so we'll draw right-handed threads. Next point. So that's how you connect those. Okay, enter to retrieve the last command, which is nothing but line, isn't it? Line is what we had chosen, right?
Sir, sir, it is not like like a jig, no, sir.
Not like jig.
Yes, no, sir. Means the lines you are telling, sir, about the lines.
Not like jig. I couldn't get you.
Lines are not parallel, no, sir. It is like perpendicular, no, sir.
You mean this, the one we are drawing, right? Threads.
Yes, sir, threads.
Yes. So that's how
They
it'll
are
be, right?
not like a parallel, no, sir. They should be parallel like one.
No, 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 no. See, if they are
It
parallel, how
could be
will
straight. No, no, not parallel, sir. It would be straight, no, sir. Straight.
no? If it is straight, how will it move forward? If the nut comes in and you try to rotate the nut, how will it move forward?
Okay.
You understand? There
I
has to
understood.
be some, yes, there has to be some inclination. Okay. So now we'll copy these. Okay. Select these, enter base point here, or maybe we could have drawn another line, or let's draw one more line. Okay. And then we will copy these lines, enter from this point to this point, and then that. Okay. And then trim the remaining. Why is it not trimming? Okay, I'll delete this one. Another line here from that point until that point. Now we will mirror this. Okay, don't copy this, mirror it. Okay, otherwise that will be uh, you will have two different orientations. Okay, on the same bolt or stud is what we call it. So mirror. Okay, now whoever asked for mirror, okay, please concentrate. You'll have to have a mirror line, isn't it? So let us draw a line right in the middle. You'll have this snap if you have the snap point on for midpoint, Okay, then you will see this midpoint, and you will not see it. You will see that triangle when it comes to midpoint. So we'll take this line ortho on. Okay, anyhow we are going to delete this line, so let's not make it a center line. Yes, and now mirror mi, and it will give you all of those commands which are starting with mi mirror, the first one. Mirror what? I want to mirror all of these, isn't it? And then when the objects are selected, press enter. Mirror line, first point, second point. Erase source objects, no, right? And then delete this line. Okay, so that's about D, and also the center line. L, enter. Okay, right from this point to this point. Change the properties. Right click on the line, right click. Okay, right click. Don't right click there. Okay, at those points it is not giving the properties and not giving the options. Quick properties, do we have it? Yes, last time we had retrieved those, right? So we have the center line. Once you click that, only specific to that line, it will change it to center line. Okay, if you want to move, if you want to do specific lines, if you want to change the type of line specifically, click on the line, right click, quick properties. Okay, or you could even go to properties, but that'll give you more commands, more options. So you can go to quick properties, right, and it will give you line type. You can change the line type here. If you don't have the line type that you are looking for, then you can go here. Okay, and say other. A box will open. It will give you the option of load here. Once you click on load, it will give you all the lines which are available in the library. Okay, once if you want to select any particular line, you select and you say okay. Okay, and that will it'll come in the uh, loaded lines. Okay, so that you can see them here. Just as you did not have center line earlier, we have it now. So that's about the loading of center line. We had seen this earlier, right? Okay. What are these? What is this one? This one is external screw threads. So I'm copying this, Control C, Control V, place it here, double click. Okay, Control A. Okay, or you can select like this. Control A is the shortcut to select all, isn't it? So external screw threads, right? Also it has some detail. Okay, and then we'll draw this conventional representation. Okay, okay, we could copy this. Okay, but let's just draw it all together. Okay, that will be easy, we can say, instead of deleting it. And so uh, here also we'll draw, though these two windows are visible, right? I have shared the whole screen, so I'm hovering, I mean, I'm toggling from one window to the next. Both of them are visible, right? Yes, not visible. visible. Okay. So okay, so we'll also draw this half part here, okay, and then mirror the remaining. Start with this rectangle in the middle, REC. Okay, I'll take this as my reference and draw a half rectangle here. Okay, okay, we had to mirror this half as well. I had drawn it as a half part, but we only mirrored the thread here. So because of that, now let us change this length. Okay, like that, because we'll have to mirror the half here. Okay, we will. Okay, okay, then somewhat. Okay, okay, there are fillets. Let's draw those fillets first. FILL, fillet. First object, second object. Okay, it already has a radius of 40 initially. 40 should be good. Yes, let's keep 40. Again, enter to retrieve the last command, fillet, first line, second line. Okay, now I'll take those endpoints, those fillet endpoints, okay, and then draw these two lines. Why we have these two lines? One represents the outer one represents the major diameter, the inner one represents the minor diameter. Okay, conventionally we don't draw the threads, we just draw those two lines, major and minor diameter, the limits of that. Okay, so line, enter, L, enter. This is the point where we'll start. Somewhere, just keep it here. Ortho is on, so that is why we have perpendicular lines, right? And then yes, another line, press enter. That's where it is ending, right? The fillet has gone somewhat big, but that is why we have these lines somewhat at distance. Okay, okay, anyhow we are conventionally representing. Also, yes, there is fillet here. FILLE, fillet, first object, second object. Okay, enter to retrieve the last command, first object, second object. Okay, yes, you also have these curved at the end, so I'll use 3-point arc here as we had done earlier. First point, ortho off. Let's take it here, second point, third point at that intersection. Okay, now we'll mirror, uh, because this is a rectangle, so we can't select this line. Let's draw a line, another line. Okay, like this, ortho on. So we'll use that and mirror and then delete that. MIRR, mirror. What are the objects? These are the objects. Anything else to draw? Nothing more, right? Yes. And then this object selected, press enter. First point, mirror line, second point of mirror line. Erase source objects, no. And then delete that line. Okay, that those two rectangles have this common line, right? So we'll trim, and when you select this, it'll ask you which one, because one belongs to the left rectangle, as you can see, and the other one belongs to the right rectangle, right? So let's select one. Let's say this one. Selected. Enter. This one. Another one. I have to delete those two. Okay. And what else? That's all right. Center line. L, enter. Let's take it all the way through because we'll have that side view there. Line, right click, property, quick properties, make it center line. Okay. Now the side view. Okay. Let's move this somewhat. Enter base point. Let's say the middle one.